How's it, guys? Welcome back to Keep It Simple Cupid. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Qlik Automate as well as GitHub to back up your Qlik applications in the cloud. At the end, what we should have is we should have a nice repository with those folders. Those are our streams with all the apps inside. Let's get going. Okay, so I am in my Qlik tenant and we will be using Qlik Automate. So I'm going to go to automations and let's go ahead and start a new automation. For this one, I'm just going to use a blank automation and we'll call this GitHub backup. Right. For now, I'm just going to put this in my personal space. And there we go. So obviously we'll be using GitHub. So I've got my GitHub open over here. We do need a repository. So as you can see, we've got 0 projects. This is a brand new, jump right in. So on the repositories, we don't have anyone. So I'm going to head over to new. And I'm going to create a new repository called app backups. This is available. So very, very important over here, choose visibility. So if this is public, everyone will be able to see it. If we make it private, we can kind of choose who needs to commit to this repository and who's allowed to see it. And there we've got our app backups. If you look at the top here, you'll see that little lock. That means that this is a private repository. If for some reason you did create a repository that is, I'm just going to say new test, and I'm going to leave that one as public. You'll see at the top, we don't have that lock. So if you've done this, you don't need to go and delete the repository. You can just come to settings, head all the way down, and then we can just say, yeah, change the visibility, change it to private. Yes, I want to make this private. I do understand. Make this repository private. And there we've got our little lock. So on this one, we've got 2 repositories now. We'll be working with app backups. Now back to Qlik Automate. On this side, the first thing we want to do is to get a application. So there's on our Qlik Cloud services, there is a get app information. I'm going to take that and drag that across. App ID, I'm quickly just going to do a lookup. We'll be using the corpse of timesheet one, this one. And for now, I'm just going to do a test run so that we can see this history. There we go. And now it's really as easy as going back to our connectors. We'll go down to GitHub and we will create a file, create or update a file content. Let's look for create. Yeah. The first thing we see here is the connection block already is red. So I'm going to head over there and I'm going to say connect to GitHub. Okay, I assume it's because I'm already logged in. Otherwise, you should get a little page that just says, okay, you need to kind of log into GitHub. So we are going to use this one. I do select it. You'll see it makes a little green thing over here. Otherwise, the connection stays red, even though it's built. And I'm going to come back to this side. So user, I'm going to do a lookup. Obviously, this is the Keep It Simple Cupid user. The repo, that is our repository. We are going to use app backups. The path. So this would be the path where to dump this. I'm going to leave this as root branch. We are going to push this to the main branch. I'm just going to type main, message, new Qlik app backup. This is for the actual commit. Now we need the base 64 file content. So we can't get the base 60 file content from the app information. If we come and quickly have a look at what do we get from here, we get attributes, we get some metadata, reload data, section access. This is really just information. So we need to take that one back down, sorry. And over here, look for base 64. So here's export an app to base 64. We're going to drag that up. The app ID, I'm now going to fetch from this one, and I'm going to open up attributes. And here we see there is that app ID. So if I click on the word ID, it's going to go get app information, info, attributes, and then the ID. This will then export that file. And over here, if we come to the base 64 file, just quickly hit a save there. Do a test run, that's fine. Now on this side, we should get that base 64, and there we get the base 64 data. So I'm just going to do it like that. Now on the path does actually require the name. So this would be the name of the application. So I'm going to go to that one, go and grab attributes, grab name, and then we know that a Qlik app is .qvf. So let's give this a go. It's running and it's finished. So if I come back to my GitHub and I do an F5, there we actually do see corpseofcalendar.qvf. Now this is very good. So we've got one app that we are running at the moment, but that's only one backup. So maybe we want 30 days worth of backup, maybe want a year's worth of backup. I do like 7 days worth of backup. So what I generally do is I go and add a variable over here. So if we drag this variable across, I'm going to go to manage variables and I'm going to say this is the weekday. It is a string, and I'm going to say add new variable. On this one, I'm going to change the weekday variable, and I'm going to set the value of the weekday equal to a formula. On the formulas, we're going to go to our date functions, convert to date. So over here, you can come and really see like how you want to do it. So maybe we want to do it on a daily basis. For me, I'm going to go, no, I want to do a weekday. So I'm going to say, look at now, and then give it to me output format, D, caps D. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to add that over there, export the file, that file. And when we create the file over here, before I actually do that, I want to add an underscore, and then I want to add that variable. Let's quickly do a test run on that. There we go, and I want that weekday. So if I run this again, there we go, it's done. Now I do suspect two over here. This one, and then one that says underscore MON. Okay, I think that MON over here. Okay, yes, it did move that one. So let's just move that across to there, have that underscore, and let's do a rerun. So obviously we'll have 3 now. There we go. So this way, we'll have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday backup, Saturday, Sunday, if we do run these over weekends. And it will kind of clean itself the whole time. So the previous Monday will be overwritten the whole time. You can do this on a daily basis. Obviously, it's going to be a lot from a repo side to kind of go and get the previous month's backup and maybe have a manual cleaner process on top of that. But I don't want to do this for every single application. So the way to automate this a little bit differently is we're just going to drag this across. Now, sometimes if we do drag it across there, here's a little center repositioning. But even if I hit that, nothing happens. There's a little trick. All of this we do with left click, but if we use right click, we can actually move the canvas. So don't stress too much. If something is out of play, we kind of can. If it's there, we hit repositioning, that will happen, but now we can't really see those. We can just kind of get them back, move them accordingly. So the first thing we want to do is kind of create a folder with the actual space. So I'm going to go to Qlik Cloud Services and then look at space. And here we've got something that says list spaces. So I'm going to go and list spaces, not really anything that we need to do in here. I'm going to put this inside of that one, but this only has spaces. So we kind of need to list our apps within the space. Let's quickly look at apps. List apps. Here we go. Drag that across. And then these ones would go in there. So we're listing our spaces, list the apps within those spaces, and then we'll go and do this work. So no configuration needed on the list spaces. On list apps, we do have a space ID. So unfortunately, this will quickly need a test run so that we can get that history. So in here, we'll fetch the spaces from here, and here we've got list spaces type. So I'm going to point to the space item ID, and then get app list apps, get the app information. This will not be that one app anymore. This will actually be from list apps, but from list apps, oh, there we've got a little test one, so that's cool. So list apps item, that ID. We're going to export that one from that side, and then we're going to go and create and update the file content. But in order for this to not only be the apps, if I run them, so let's quickly run this. This should create all our apps, but it's just going to be all over in the actual repository. It seems like it's doing something. There we go. And if we quickly hit an F5 over here, we'll see here we've got all our applications. Coming back to this side, we want to kind of keep things nice and organized. See here, I'm using that right click functionality. As over here, I can't read that. I just want to bring this up a bit. So on our actual path, right in front, I'm going to point to the list spaces one. So list spaces. And then in this, there is a name, and that is the name of our actual space. And just with that, I'm just going to do a backslash. So just to double check, space name slash, and then our application with the underscore weekday. I think that slash might need to be that way. So forward slash, not a backslash. Here we go, that finished. So if we do hit an F5 over here, we'll see we've got some folders, and within those folders, we should have our applications. So yeah, ultimately, we can do this for any cloud storage. Most of the cloud storages do allow you to create a file using base64 content. I know there is Google Cloud Storage over here. We've got Amazon S3 buckets. So it is really as easy as that. So any cloud storage, currently GitHub is just the easiest one for me, and I'm familiar with GitHub. And that's it, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Please do like the video. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and then see you guys next time.